Hey, this is Jace with Black Raven Pit and Purpose, and this week, to get you guys all prepped for Thanksgiving, we're doing a whole turkey. We're also going to be talking about the nonprofit No More Empty Pots, so be sure and keep an eye out for the pop-ups below. Kind of give you a little bit more information about this really cool nonprofit. In the meantime, let's go ahead and go to the prep. Okay, so the first step to preparing this turkey is we want to put on what's called a dry brine. You can almost think of it like a light rub for those of you that don't know what it is, but it's just something you kind of put on sparingly. And we'll kind of go over that now. So my dry rub, I'm basically using 2 tablespoons of salt, a tablespoon of black pepper, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and a tablespoon of onion powder. So we're just going to go ahead and get this ready. And essentially all we're going to do is just kind of like sprinkle it over. The idea isn't to get a full coating on anything. This is just going to dry out the skin while we get it ready for our next step. Be sure and open up the wings, get it under there. This is just a really important step to be able to get all the skin kind of dried out. That way we get it nice and crispy at the end, hopefully, if everything works out all right. And turn the bird over. Probably do that. So essentially, pat your turkey dry with a paper towel. Make your brine real quick. And just kind of make sure you get it a little bit everywhere. And you don't want any spots that are just like caked with it. You just want a nice thin layer. So just be sure and spread it out if you happen to get any spots that aren't exactly spreading the way you want them to. Turn this back over. Hit these legs one more time. And even if you can get this under the skin, that works even better. I myself am not worrying about that today because I'm kind of in a rush, but that's my own fault. Nothing I can do about it. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Smelling pretty good already. All right, so this is a 10-pound turkey. So the amount of brine that you use and how long you put it in the fridge for the next step is going to change depending on the size of your turkey. So just do some Googling, just kind of research it a little bit to find out exactly how big your turkey is and how much brine, etc., that you need. So with this being a about roughly 10-pound turkey, I'm going to stick this in the fridge. Ideally, you want to go 12 to 24 hours uncovered. You just want to stick it in the fridge just like this. And I'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll see you guys at the next step. All right, so it's been 24 hours since we first put on our dry brine. Now it's time to move on to the next step. So first, you're going to take some paper towels. And you just kind of want to pat this dry a little bit. Just kind of get a little bit of that salt off. Important thing is just to kind of give it a good once over. We'll do the bottom when it comes time for that. For right now, that's looking pretty good. And you know what, let's go ahead and do the bottom. I've still got some juices in the bottom of this pan. We're just gonna work with it. I feel like anytime I try and pat something dry, it just never quite comes out dry. So it is what it is. Doing it with it what we can. Okay, so since we already have the top up or the bottom up, we'll just go ahead and start here. So next we're going to take some olive oil. You know what? First, I'm going to open up this pack of seasoning. So today I am using my Savory Rosemary Ember Rub. This is great for poultry. Honestly, I mean, it's good on everything, but poultry especially, this stuff's amazing. Go ahead and open this up so I don't have to get all my scissors all messy here. Let's shake that down. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Just set this here for a second. Okay, so like I said, olive oil. So I'm just kind of pour a little bit on here. This will really help the skin kind of crisp up during the smoking process. Spread that all over. Make sure you can kind of coat all the sides. Underneath the wings. Okay, now as far as the rub, we don't want to actually cake this on. We want it to just be kind of a light dusting. So I'm going to kind of work out just a tiny little spot to kind of pour this out of. And we'll just kind of do one of these. Again, just light dusting. Don't want it on too thick. And the reason I don't want it on too thick is because, you know, we've already used salt in our brine. So by adding more salt, it'll just end up making the turkey taste way too salty by the end of it. So if you're using a rub at home that does not have any salt, then feel free and just go crazy with it. Mine does. So we're just going to kind of work with it the best we can. All right. So that looks pretty good. It's just like a light layer here. We'll kind of pat it down a little bit just to make sure everything sticks. Let's go ahead and flip it. And again, some more olive oil. A little bit more on this leg here. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get some more of this rub on here. Open up the wings, do inside. There we go. All right, pat that down, get some more on the leg here. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now that we got our rub on, everything's ready to go. Notice I have the breast side up. This is actually the way I'm going to put it into the smoker, so that's kind of why I did it this way. But yeah, we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and get this on the smoker. Okay, so now that our turkey is ready to go and all prepared with the rub, looking good, it's time to put it on the smoker. Now I have my smoker set at 320 degrees. I picked a higher temperature in hopes that it'll help crisp up the skin even more. I just really like that crunch that comes with it, but we're gonna find out how that works. So anyway, let's go ahead and get it on the smoker. We're gonna put this out, or excuse me, we're gonna put this just directly on the rack. So ignore the pan for now. We'll use that again later, but I'm gonna clean it out after I get this turkey out of here. Let's go ahead and get moving. Okay, so lift this guy up, rest it on the rack. I'm going to probe this two specific spots. For one on the breast, and then the other one we're going to put on the thigh. Just slide this right in here. Alright, pull these tight. Good to go. Alright, so we're going to keep an eye on our temps. Once the breast hits 150 degrees, we'll move on to the next step. See you guys then. Alright, so our thigh probe has just reached 150 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step. So in this pan that I'm about to put the turkey in, I have 1 cup of chicken broth and 1 stick of unsalted butter. We're going to go ahead and take the turkey out, put it on here, pop it back in, and we should be good to go. We're looking for an internal temp on the thigh, or excuse me, on the breast of 160 degrees. So we'll just kind of leave it in this pan until it reaches that, and we'll be ready to go. All right, so at this point, my thigh has reached 160 degrees. However, my thighs have still not reached 170 degrees to make sure they're safe to eat. So this is a common problem that happens when you're when you're cooking bigger birds. So we're gonna go over kind of help to fix that. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is actually remove my probe from the breast. We know that that's at temp, so I don't really need this probe anymore. So I'm gonna actually stick this in my other thigh. Just because it's always good to get a secondary reading just to be safe. Now from there, what I'm going to do is cover the breast with foil. I'm going to do this loosely just to kind of help protect it and keep it from overcooking and drying out. Put this right over the pan. Press it down here and there. And I'm actually covering up the sides a little bit, so I'm going to roll this back, just crunch it up a little bit. Then we'll just go ahead and close it up and watch our temps on the thighs. All right, our turkey is all done. So excited to taste this. You can tell just by looking at it, this is gonna taste amazing. Let's go ahead and cut into this thing. I can't wait any longer. Just gonna take off a piece here. Wow. This is so incredibly juicy. And the skin is just like the perfect amount of crispy. It falls off easily, but like you have to tear at it a little bit. Oh. This right here is what Thanksgiving turkey should taste like. It's just absolutely perfect. Oh my gosh. We're gonna take another little bite. This is just so damn good. Now you can see the skin. Just the right amount of crispiness comes off, but you have to kind of work at it. Oh, that is heaven. It's so juicy and flavorful. The lighter amount of rub that we used was just absolutely perfect. Just gave it just enough of that like rub taste of the savory rosemary ember, just kind of like hint at the flavor without losing the juiciness. This is so damn good. Don't forget to check out our nonprofit this week of No Pots Left Behind. They're yet another food bank that could really use our help. So please reach out. Website is below. Check out everything that they do. It's really a great organization, and I'm super proud that I could cover them. Otherwise, hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving. If you use my method, please let me know. I would love to know how your guys' has turned out. This is so good. I'm gonna make so many sandwiches out of this. It's not even funny. Thank you so much. Have a good one.